I'm good.
Good. Let's do it. And so, what's it going to be like going up against Scott Davenport? What are you expecting? Because he knows you pretty well.
Oh yeah, Coach. Scotty Davenport and I are longtime buddies. So it's making me feel old when I start talking about how long we've known each other now. His son Doug is assistant on Louisville staff. Shoot, I remember when Doug was the ball boy at Louisville back in the day when I was assistant here. So. The thing about the reason we played Bellarmine is because of Scott Davenport. Although I have some friends that are Bellarmine alumni and board members from my days at U of L. My buddy Clint Glasscock's a good guy, but we play because Scotty's the best Division II coach and one of the best coaches I know. That's why we're playing Bellarmine. They pass the ball as well as any team, but we will play all season. And Bellarmine, in the 3 of the last 5 years, has led the world in field goal percentage. Not Division II, not college, all basketball. Europe, the NBA, and field goal percentage because of the way they move the ball. So I want to play them, but I also want my guys to watch them play and see the way they move the basketball. So we've really tried to work hard at it this year. So I'm going to try to challenge my guys to see the real score Monday is who has the most assists. That's what I want to see. If we can out-assist Bellarmine, that would be quite a chore for us because they're the best passing team, the ball movement team we'll play.
So, and what do you want to learn from your team as a result of this game and the other exhibition game before you start the season in a few days?
Well, for us, it's every day's a learning process. When you got 7 new players, you got to improve every day. You have no choice. As much as I love our talent level, we got some guys that haven't been in the fire yet and know how to win games, what winning's about. There's a difference between having talent and winning, a big difference. So hopefully we'll be able to mature a little bit through our game Monday. But we try to do it every day in practice. But I'm well aware that you got to do it in games. You can only practice so much. The guys need to be against another opponent that's going to try to exploit our weaknesses. And, we're ready for it. It's time. You guys are sick of beating each other up in practice.
So this will be a good test to see just how good your defense might be?
Well, I'll tell you the best part about it. It's going to be our weakness as a defense is our size. Your strength is your weakness. And what I mean by that is when you play a team that has big guys that shoot the three-point shot, which Bellarmine's, maybe their best three-point shooters are their big guys. That's going to be a chore for our bigger players, especially the beef eaters. Those guys, for Octavius and Gary, not so much, but for Quad and Corey and Jamari, guys running around 270, it's tough to guard three-point shooters. So they're going to spread you out. They're going to make your big guys move their feet. And you're going to have to play against teams that do that. So that we're going to have to figure out how do we cover teams. And that's when I've said all along we're so much different. Where last year you could just say we'll switch everything. Because Titus and Justin could guard those guys. They could guard guards on a switch. Well, we're so big, we can't switch everything. So we're going to have to be a more conventional team and be really good with our rotations. That's what we're going to have to practice. And that's new for our guards, too. Because, see, last year our guards were accustomed to just switching. And you can't just switch and put a 275-pound guy on a point guard. Which last year, if you were late, Justin just switched. He covered you. So we got to make sure that we got our coverages down with our rotations.
Do you have the option of using the 30-second shot clock? How does that work?
We're using it. I don't think it's going to be a factor.
You are using it?
Yes.
Is that your choice?
No, I think it's a mandate.
From the league?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I think we're using it,
but you don't.
It's not going to matter.
Okay. They sure talked about it a lot in New York.
In this game, it won't matter.
In this game?
For sure it won't.
What about in general? Do you like the
idea? It'll be interesting. I'm a proponent, obviously, of when I say this, of more possessions and more shots, but not bad ones. What I think it will happen, talking to my friends internationally, is if initially, I should say, there'll be there'll be a period when if the clock shortens, there'll be a period of ugliness. But if we could get a shot clock in the high schools, and our guys get used to a lower clock, what you'll see is more attention paid to for execution by the players, where now our kids come up with no shot clock, so they have no need to execute. You know, you go watch a GCL game, and you know their idea of execution is just pass and move until you get so tired you get a layup, and it's, you know, it's 38-35. You know, where what my friends internationally will tell you is if they know they only have, like in Canada, collegiately, they play with a 24-second clock, and all the way up. That's all they ever play with. So their kids they don't miss the open man, and they don't miss the screen. They always use the screen because they know that if they don't, they're not going to get a shot because they're on a short clock. So they're very in tune to the fundamentals offensively of how to get each other open, where our guys tend to stand around and watch each other because there's no urgency, because they grow up with no shot clock. So I think it would be great for our game, but not just to go to 30, but it's got to go all the way down. The high schools need to put the shot clock in.
So you don't think it'll be a factor in this game just because of the style the two teams play?
Yeah, 5 seconds is not going to make a big difference. To me, it's not.
What are your thoughts, Coach, on you know, not being ranked and then also being ranked 4th right now in your conference? Do you have any observations about that? Is that important to you right now?
Yeah, my observations are I didn't know until Bill told me, and it doesn't matter. You know, I think it's harder on people that get ranked because it's like a guy said. You know, the guy's 6'4", and I asked him what he did to become 6'4". Nothing. You know, he was born. You know, somebody votes you number 1, and what did you do to accomplish that? Absolutely nothing. So it doesn't matter. You know, you haven't earned anything. You know, that's why they play the games. But I get it; it's part of it. But no, yeah. But if you were asking me, my part of that question would be what my opinion would be, or what I'd rather have. I'd rather be not ranked. You know, because kids read that stuff. So you know, you don't want your kids thinking they're great when they haven't accomplished anything. That's when it's harder as a coach to make sure your kids understand that.
We had a better answer in New York. I didn't know. I don't care. I didn't vote in it, and I have no comment on it.
Yeah. I'm nicer to my local media. I try to be somewhat nicer.
That's what you said to me.
People will also be reading today and hearing our reports and elsewhere about the plans for a new arena here. So I'm interested in your observations or thoughts about, you know, if they can get that going.
Now I got to go back to I didn't know. I didn't read it. And you understand, I got an 8-year-old. I'm preparing for Halloween tonight. So I don't know what came out today. So
there's a document out there that's been filed with the State Facilities Commission that sends things on a path towards possibly a new arena.
That's great news. I love it. That is great news. You know, I've been confident in our administration and their support of men's basketball, and I've been vocal about that. So that's not a surprise to me. Although I didn't know, it's not a surprise to me. I think it's great. You know, I think that our locker room project is my focus right now because I know that's happening and I get to design it. So my friend Michael Miyasoto and I have been buddies over the last year designing a $1.5 million locker room project that we've privately raised the funds for. But as far as our arena, I think it'd be great if and when that happens. But you know, I guess any news on that front is good news when you're the basketball coach.
Yeah, everything's very preliminary right now, so I don't want to lead you down a wrong path.
That's right.
So
Still, it's all good.
Yeah.
Any news is good news when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Could be the opposite. You could walk in here and tell me it's dead. So, I take it all as a positive. So I'm glad to hear stuff's going on, but it doesn't surprise me. You know, I know we had tremendous support of our board, our president. Mike Bone's a very aggressive AD, but something like that is a long way from home. I've been around long enough to know that.
Right. Are you of a mindset that you want to play on campus as opposed to playing down at US Bank Arena?
Oh, hold on a second. Let these guys go by.
Yeah,
come on, fellas.
How you doing? Good.
Grab whoever needs to do this, too.
They don't need players.
Oh, good. By the looks of some of them, they don't need to be on camera. Yeah, as far as where,
Yeah.
I think, first of all, when beggars can't be choosers, I was raised that way. So when you start talking about, future and new arena, and I've always done things long term, I'm still pretty young, so I'm trying to stay around. So we need it. So I wouldn't cut off either possibility. That's how I look at it. I have a great relationship with the people downtown, so and their willingness to talk to us about that is great, and I appreciate it. So I would never cut that off. I think obviously there's tremendous benefits to staying on campus. There's no doubt about that. It just all comes down to funding.
How instrumental has Mike Bone been since he got here? He said this was going to be his, thing that he was going to undertake, is trying to get the facilities upgrades taken care of. Have you felt that momentum from him since he's taken over?
I think the biggest thing for me with Mike Bone in a project like this is his experience. Again, those of us who've been around Cincinnati know that there's been talks about the Fifth Third Arena originally was the shoe, and it was built as an all-purpose facility. And since everybody realized, hey, this really wasn't a basketball arena, it was built for intramurals at that time, that there's something needed to be done. That was probably around 95.
When they realized that?
It would took about 4 or 5 years. It started, so. But my point being, when you have somebody that has experience, because when it's necessary into something like this, because there's so many roadblocks along the way. Because I know how hard it is, for instance, to help get certain things built at a practice level standpoint. Just to get our practice gym painted took me a year. Just to get it painted, it took me 6 years to get it decorated. To raise the money, get through all the red tape, go through. So the politics, the roadblocks, and the things that Mike Bone's got to navigate to get this done are going to require all his experience, because it's something like this is a major project, and there's a lot of politics involved. It's not all just funding and you say okay, go. I mean, it's just very, very complicated. So I think that the fact that he's been around, he's been through things like this before, is a huge plus for us.
Thanks, Coach.